2 of creating a closer connection with your child. If you haven't had a chance to see part 1, be sure to click on the links that will pop up at some point to see the first part of the video. This second part is full of great ideas to help you connect with your children.
Spending time together is hugely important. There's a lot of research that's gone into that. If you read the book, Hold On to Your Child, and other research done, they find that families who spend even one night a week having dinner together, the teens are feeling way more connected to their family and their family values and focus, and it can help you get them back, because especially as they get older, they now want to focus their attention on their friends. And then you have a bunch of teens all trying to parent and give each other the attention that they really should be getting from their parents still. So family dinners are important. Playing games together, having a board game night, story time. I still read to my older children every night. Going outside, going for hikes, and movie night is another one that's a great way to have a special movie night. You should want your home to be warm, relaxing, and fun. And if it's full of tension and stress, that's where we really need to focus on what is it that you want your house to feel? What do you want your children to remember when they grow up about their experience with you? And make that your long-term goal. Then your child will be more open and willing to talk to you when things aren't going well. They'll also be more open to correction if that's what needs to happen. And inviting others into your home, making your home a safe place for all their friends too, is another wonderful one. Getting into your child's world is amazing if you can do that. So take an interest in what they're into. What are their hobbies and interests? You might not understand and say, oh my gosh, my child spends all their time on video games. What is that video game? What's the storyline? Who are some of the characters? Maybe you might even find some really cool article or a video about something they're interested in, and you can share that with them. You might begin to see their hobbies and interests in a different light, and instead of feeling sometimes that they're wasting their time, that really there's a lot of creativity and interest that goes into it. You might even be able to find some new activities and interests that you can do together. My boys and I am really personally into crafts. I love sewing and knitting, and I've taught that to my boys, but you know, that's not really their thing. They're currently into Minecraft. One of them's into cars and engines. He's constantly teaching me new things. But something we'd love to do together is baking. And we often just have, we do our own version of those baking cook-off shows, and everyone makes their own concoction, and then we rate them and test them and get into all the funny voices that they use with all the rich language, like the texture and moisture. It's a lot of fun. Special time is one I really wanted to point out. That's something I recommend for all families if you're able to, without feeling guilty if that's not where you're at the moment for your family. Special time is different than just one-off individual attention that you can give your children. It's something planned that you try to do regularly every day or every week. That way a child knows that their special time is coming up. It's like a date with your child. They know how long they have. Ideally, 20 to 30 minutes is good length of time. Up to an hour is great. You want to let the child decide the activity, because then they take ownership of it. They see the value and the connection with you. I don't always recommend movies and things like that because it's more passive. I would go with connective activities such as playing Lego or Barbies or ponies, building blocks. try not to ask too many questions. Like I said, this is a time for them to just enjoy being with you. But the more often you do that, you'll find that they open up and share things that are on their mind and things that are troubling them. Be as consistent as possible, even if that's once a week, if that's what you can manage. And like I said, just start small and let your kids know that that's something that you'd like to try and see how it goes. You might find when you first start doing this that your child gets really upset when they know that special time is over, because they are really enjoying that connection with you. You can be kind and firm, reminding them that they will have special time again, that you're still here playing with them, but that you might need to give some attention to other things that are going on in the house. And again, remember, during special time, if you could put the phone away, that would be ideal. I understand that a lot of you are on call and have things come in, so just do your best. That's all we can do. I really like focusing and pointing out the 5 love languages that Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell have. There's an adult version of the book, and there's also a children's version, which is really neat. They started with the adult version, and I guess a lot of people realized how valuable that would be. So the 5 love languages that they point out are gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, and quality time. And you probably can figure out which of those your child really appreciates the most, or try to touch at least a few of those throughout the days and weeks. For example, one of my sons really loves gifts. It makes him feel like on top of the world if we give him something. Now, of course, I can't be giving him something all the time, but when I do, it's really special and personalized to him. Sometimes the gift I might give him might be that I found some really cool video on something that he's interested in. It feels like, hey, I put in the effort to find something special that's just for him. And often it's something small. It could be a flower or a rock. You could draw pictures. For words of affirmation, try to work on being positive. There's a big difference between encouragement and praise as well. Encouragement focuses on their effort and what they've done, rather than just praise, saying, yay, good boy, good girl, you can do it. That seems rather superficial, and then they become a praise junkie. So you really want to make your words of affirmation special and personalized. Tell them what you noticed. Hey, I really appreciated that you emptied the dishwasher so quickly today. Thank you. That's a big help for the whole family. That goes a longer way in your child's mind than just, great job, or you can do it. Physical touch we talked about as well. Lots of hugs, snuggles, high fives, a touch on the shoulder, ruffling their hair. Just some children don't like to be touched. For me, personally, that's not my thing at all. But I've had to overcome that for the sake of my very active boys. And I let them pile on me and cuddle. And then they know when mommy's done and I need them off. Quality time is another one. It's not quantity, but it's quality. Oh, I skipped acts of service. Sorry. I just reading this. Acts of service is another huge one. My eldest, that's definitely his love language. And it means so much to him if he's having a busy day and I do one of his chores for him and say, hey, I noticed that you've got a lot going on and I've done this for you. It fills him right up. He gives me a huge hug. It's like, wow, I can't believe you just went and did that for me. That means so much. So doing things for them, helping them, that goes a really long way for certain people. I know that's my love language as well. And again, quality time, special time will really mean a lot more to those children whose quality time is their love language. If you can with those ones, spend extra time at bedtime. Just lay on the bed and chat about the day. If you can give your children, I know bedtimes are crazy, but if you can give your child a few minutes at the end of the day to just unload and find out how their day's been going, that is huge. And we cannot talk about connection without repair. That already has happened to me today just before coming to this webinar. And so I know how important that is. Don't let little rifts build up. Be sure to take the time to repair. In doing so, it might be humbling, but you are modeling what a healthy relationship looks like. We often ask our children to go and apologize to their siblings, but we're not showing that and modeling that ourselves. And I'll just be personal and share, right before this, we're trying to make my husband a birthday cake today. And I asked one of my boys to make the cake, and I was trying to send out email, and I snapped. And I was, you know, how do you need, please don't need me, I'm doing something important. And he was getting upset. And I recognized that, and I stopped, and I said, you know, I just spoke to you really rudely, man, and I'm sorry that I let my issues get the better of me. I was distracted, and I'm really sorry. And we were able to move forward and work as a team and get everything done. So now that I've shared some ways that you can connect, I'd love to hear in the chat which of those is your favorite, or which is something you might be able to implement today. Something that's inspired you, that you feel, hey, I haven't done that in a while. So put that in the chat now for everyone to see. I'd love to know what takeaway you're going to get from here. And I'd love to be able to work with you and your family.